From Significant, this is Crack It in an Hour.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Crack It in an Hour. I was trying to do a Simon impression. I'm not sure if I did well.
You nailed it.
Pretty good.
Anyway, most of you know the deal. If you don't, welcome. It's good to have you. Smash that subscribe button.
Oh my God.
That was a joke. We are here to crack one problem. We have 1 hour to crack it. And we are usually together once a week. You know, this was a bit of improv. This was like a different order of things.
Great.
But the output is the same. We're excited to be here. I'm the host today, so you're going to hear a little bit from me in the next 5 minutes. And for those of you who don't know, I'm the only one who knows what we're going to talk about. I'm Roman.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Biz.
We have a guest, an awesome guest, a friend that I've known for 15 years, maybe 12 years.
Something 12
Pure
to 15.
Angeleno. And I'll let you introduce yourself, my friend.
Hey, I'm Luke. I'm an ACD at 72 and Sunny, but I've traversed a lot of different things and done a lot of different things.
I agree.
I love it.
I agree. It's like ACD is what you do today, but I don't know. I think I see you as like a digital art, like a modern artist. Like
Wow,
I
that's a huge
follow
compliment.
you on the socials.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Am I insane in saying that you actually make a bit of music too?
Oh yeah, I make some music
Yeah.
here and there, some beats, some raps.
You
very
make some
cool.
music. You dabble in plenty of different cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Wait, I feel like we need a special edition, intro song to this episode.
Oh, that might be kind of fun.
Yeah,
We can
yeah.
sort it out after the fact.
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah. I'm not saying right now. I'm not saying
No, I don't
live.
wanna-
I'm
I
saying
thought you were asking for some.
No,
yeah,
I'm saying
some
just special
freestyles, some
edition.
People always ask for freestyle.
No, I wasn't gonna go there.
Okay.
No,
No, you gotta charge.
All right,
for
we'll
that.
have Luke do a special jingle for this episode.
exactly.
I'm mad at that.
All right, good to have you, dude. Thank you for joining us.
Excited to be here.
I was trying to find something that kind of makes sense for this room, right? For all of us that, taps a little bit of Luke's expertise and where he dabbles with creativity. And I landed in a place that I hope is going to take us in multiple places in the creative world. And my question today is, how do you get people to leave their, I'm going to call it taste genres? Meaning it started with obviously the realization that most of us complain about, that we're stuck in the music algorithm of Apple Music or Spotify.
Yeah.
It's really hard to discover other
cool.
things, even if you want to. But I actually think you can expand it beyond music in
a lot to
some way.
cover.
And so, the usual,
It's an interesting
the
topic.
bits of data, I don't think it's going to be a surprise to anyone, but let's talk about music for a second. Let's talk about I'm happy to talk about the benefits of going broad, even though they may seem obvious. We don't have to do it. And then we can get to the why.
Yeah,
And the
totally.
why I think should be a conversation. That's probably where I'm going to start. Is why don't people do it? So briefly, just 2-3 data points. I'm not going to tell you how many tracks are on Spotify today. I don't think that's relevant.
Do you have the number there?
It's over.
I'm kind of curious.
I actually don't. I think
You don't,
I
okay.
think my number sucks because it's probably way more than this.
Okay, I'll get it.
But I didn't triangulate that source. But however, 70% of the consumption.
This guy.
It's all good.
I'm not the strategist here. I'm just here to
So
entertain.
it's all smoke and mirrors.
I'm just here to entertain.
You got a whole
guys.
printout. I was ready for this.
I got 7 pages of printout for you guys.
Oh my God.
It just says
Let's
blah
go.
blah 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 blah.
I just
Lauren
need-
did some. Let's go.
guys, my job is I'm just here to get you going.
Sorry.
Okay,
Just
go.
like-
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Biz is talking
it.
shit already?
Yeah.
No,
All right,
no.
let's go. 70% of music consumption comes from titles that are older than 18 months. Right, which I think that was
I love
Wow.
that. Yeah, I've heard that before.
that kind of blew my mind. I didn't hear it before, and I would never have guessed that. Right, because when you think about the latest hits, the blah 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 blah, well, people get stuck in their thing, and I'm guilty of it.
Yep,
I'm always
totally.
stuck in my thing, and that's also where you see people aging who kind of also struggle to get into
Totally.
new music genres, new artists,
Right,
etc.
right.
There's a big correlation between broader taste and just openness to life experiences. And there's been some research around this. There's been research around openness associated with like broader aesthetic exploration, associated with like creative thinking, diverse cultural exposure increases creativity. Yep. I'm not going to name all the research, but Biz, you can fact check me. I have a bunch. If you want to read about Maddox and Galinsky in 2009.
No.
Roman, I can't spell. Like,
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, this is a safe space. Like,
Safe space.
yeah, safe space.
Novelty exposure strengthens cognitive flexibility. So again, it's about mind expansion a lot. There's bias reduction as you get exposed to things you're not as familiar with.
That's cool.
This is cool.
I'm not gonna name all that research because it's gonna get boring.
Yeah.
I want to start asking with like why do we think people are stuck in their little taste bubble?
Well, I have a clarifying question. So the question is getting people to expand their own taste, not necessarily expanding into new taste. Does that make sense? Like, even if you are visiting a new genre for you for the first time, it doesn't matter if it's not like a new emerging genre in culture in totality.
Okay.
Correct. Expanding your own taste.
Yeah, expanding your own
to be the
taste.
latest thing.
Yeah.
So it's not about
getting out of
innovation. It's about your own sort of taste.
Yes.
And
exploration.
Okay.
type of
Good
way? Okay.
good clarification.
It's
though.
about exploration.
Yeah.
It's about curiosity.
Okay, cool.
All of this.
This is an awesome topic.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I'm excited.
It's cool.
I have so many thoughts already,
Yeah.
but I do think the question you asked is a good one to start with, and it makes me. I mean, I think the obvious reason is comfort. Like, I mean, I think that you just know what you like and you get into rhythms. I think music is so specifically interesting though because it's so hard to like. I mean, we talked about this with reading recently, but it's like you have to give something time. And music is so easy now to just like press skip within like, I wonder if there's even data on like, if people listen to the first 3 seconds and it doesn't immediately vibe in 3 seconds, they just move on. I know that's kind of how I am. And sometimes I really try to force myself to be like, I mean, Jesus, like listen for more than 3 seconds before you decide what you like and what you don't like. But I think the time component is probably part of it.
Yeah, I know that short form content has changed the way that professional songwriters go about putting stuff together.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's
everyone's
like-
trying to get on TikTok, because that's the biggest distribution platform. So everyone wants those 3 seconds for the music, and the songs themselves are like a minute long, 90 seconds long.
Yeah.
My friend just put out a song, shout out to Berg, but it was literally like 70 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a minute and like 10 seconds. It's like a quick rap song, but it's like clearly made for a short form video. So,
Yeah, it's a different input.
Yeah. My friend also recently just texted me, and I was like, please stop being a boomer. He's like, I think music just isn't as good anymore. I'm like,
everybody says
Everyone says that because
Yeah.
you're so used to the cozy comforts of what you grew up with. And I feel like every generation feels that way. But I was like, you got to keep exploring and being open to new things. 'cause-
Where you're touching on two different things already in that
different
sentence. I think which are both interesting. You're like, you talk about people just literally not getting out, but you also talk about music quality. I think they're like, is it real? Like music isn't as good? I can't believe that creativity isn't as good as it used to.
I don't believe that.
I just think it's.
I think people say, I think
habit.
what you're saying even is that every generation has said that, but it's because, well, I know that there was a stat once, and I'm going to butcher it because I don't remember it, but it's like after a certain age, you stop listening to any music. I think it's like 35 or something, or somewhere in your 30s, I'm pretty sure you stop listening to anything that's like comes out after that, and you only listen to music that came out pre you being 35 years old or whatever the age is. So then I think because of that, to your point, it's not that music is bad, it's just no longer in your zone. So you think everything that comes out is bad.
Yeah.
There's just no way. There's just no way. I mean, music goes through cycles. It's different, but it's not bad at all.
So
Agree.
I think that's actually true of like most things. When you hit a certain age, you are just no longer as open. Because
Yeah.
I think that I also don't know what it's called, but that study, like, it also had to do with like your personal style. It had to do with like
Oh, yeah.
trying new cuisines, like all these things. There's just, it's a developmental thing. Like you're good, you're established, you don't need to keep expanding. But I think it's something that we all have to like keep fighting. I think about it a lot, you know?
There's like a big 5, right? Like personality traits, and one of them is openness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and some of my friends are very closed off to, like, I just had them try pho the other day. I'm like, this is ridiculous. how am I still teaching you these things? But he's very closed off. So even with like ChatGPT, I'm like, just try it one time. Or like
Yeah.
listen to this new song on whatever. So I think that's a big scale too. I always try to keep this in mind when I talk to different people, because some of my friends very closed off.
Yeah.
Me, obviously, I'm like, I just want to try everything. Like all the new things. I want to see what they're doing, how I could use these tools, or like listen to new things. So yeah.
What's your process for listening to new music? Like, do you actively, like, bad example, but like every week listen to something that you've never heard before? Or like, are you that intentional about it?
I used to be way more intentional and go on YouTube, because the algo is actually pretty good on YouTube for different things. Right now, it's a lot of Spotify day listing, and like
Yeah.
Discover Weekly got really bad, but a lot of the
It
day
did
list
get bad.
It got so bad. It used to be so good like 5 years ago. But then the day list put me on a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty cool with that, and like YouTube and like on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I have friends in music who just send me stuff through group chats, and so that's another way to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so referrals.
Yeah, referrals.
Straight up.
You know.
Yeah. Because the Spotify thing, I don't know if anyone's Apple Music or Spotify. I don't know. I've been Spotify forever, but it's probably the same thing, I'm guessing.
Spotify.
But the Discover Weekly is like literally is a trap. It's like there is nothing in there that gets me out of my. It's trying to hit exactly what it's trying to hit a high percentage of like of success and I'm like actually just get out of my way with
I
this.
find
Like,
that it's not even that it's zoned in on a genre. It's zoned in so hard on a formula for a song that I'm at the point where I'm like, I actually don't even know if these are different songs anymore.
Yeah,
like
right.
it's literally,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we've talked about
Yeah.
this before, but because I like to run to a certain type of music, which is not the same music that I would just listen to, but I use Spotify a lot for running. It's like, oh, you're just into this like very specific type of like hardcore dance, like EDM music. Cool. Like that's all you get now. And I'm like, shit, that's not what I want.
I think Spotify should have a mode that you click into when you open it up, which is like I'm in like work mode, or I am like in running mode, or because it's in like day lists, or it's like playlists, but like
That's interesting.
you should be able to somehow like filter in like either
It should know the different parts of
or
you.
like your mood that you're in or something, because what
So
I don't
interesting.
like is when everything gets cut down by genre, but what I do like is when it like captures sort of the mindset or like the feeling that I want.
Yeah.
You know
I don't know if it's Spotify or Apple Music, but one of them are doing like a chatbot situation where you could talk to
Spotify.
like
Is it
Spotify,
Spotify?
and you could like talk to him and be like, I feel like this evening
just
or
launched it.
whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
last month.
I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I
I
want
haven't
to
tried
try
it
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
do like what you're saying from a UX perspective of like actually entering into the app, and it's like, are you working out, running? Are you working out, or going to sleep, or doing this? Because it should know
Yeah.
the different aspects of
Oh,
me
for sure.
at this point, but
Yeah.
it kind of treats it all just like one singular blob instead of the different modes. I think that would be pretty
This
cool.
is so interesting because I'm actually vibe coding a site for myself right now because this immediate thing came up.
What did Roman
So
call
I
it?
was like, I need my Aura Ring metrics to just automatically give me new playlists. So like instead of the 2 day lists from Spotify, I want to wake up and if I'm feeling down, it gives me a playlist that makes me feel better, etc. with new types of music. So I'm not just listening to the same shit over and
That's
over.
so smart.
So I've been working on this for like a week actually because I was at the gym. I'm like, I feel not good.
Oh yeah, that's like neuroplasticity.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like sort of the mood that you force yourself in and the way that you think actually affects the outcome. So, like, you
100%.
can do that through music, right? Which is, like,
100%.
so powerful.
And
It's
I've been
really
working
smart.
out a lot.
That's
So
really smart.
when is this coming out? I gotta, I gotta make it. I gotta
Yeah,
put it out
yeah,
before
yeah.
that. It's fine. It's fine. But
tell us in a couple of weeks.
yeah, it's all good. But yeah, I think the metrics there could be so much more fun interplays with this. Like Apple Music should do it with their Apple Watch or whatever.
Totally.
You know, like it just feels like if I need the oomph, give it to me.
Yeah,
you have the
totally.
data.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. That
This
is
is really good.
amazing.
This is really good.
And and it would if it was adaptive to like, I'll go back to working out. Like, you know, sometimes you're on like a run that sucks, and it's like I think you just need to like rage against the machine a little bit here.
Because
you're like, yeah, I think
honestly,
I do.
I listen to a lot of new albums when I'm working out, and sometimes it's just not a good album, and
Yeah.
my workout suffers. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, I want this real time thing to kick in and just like change it with my
That's
stats.
amazing. So
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's so cool.
But there's a thing like about I think one of you touched on it at some point briefly without calling it out. But there's a status and tribal thing about music, and it's interesting the way you talked about like as you get older, there's data that shows you that actually you stay in your habits and you don't really
Yeah.
want to try new
Yeah.
cuisines and new
For
music.
everything, yeah.
There's for different reasons you have the same as you're young. For most people, you're like, okay, I'm whatever. I love hip hop, and that's gonna be my focus. I love punk rock. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
usually, like
Yeah, like the lunch
Your-
table theory, right? Like which
your personality, your music's associated to your personality as you're like up until a certain age. So there's like the opportunity is probably mostly in the middle.
Well, yeah.
You see what I mean? Like,
Yeah, totally. I think we should probably talk about if the goal is to get people to expand or try enter new tastes.
Yeah.
I think we have to talk about how taste is formed.
Yeah.
Like, which is sort of where you're
Go
going.
on.
Like at least in specific it probably is most formed in or it's solidified early and solidified later, and it's most open in the middle.
Yeah.
Is sort of what you're saying, which I totally buy that. I think, certainly formed by, so much of my musical preference formed by my mom, my sister,
Oh, that's cool.
like my older sister, what they listened to. I feel like had the biggest effect. But I remember actually as a teenager not really liking some of the music that my mom and my sister were really connecting on, but I felt like I wasn't in the club if I wasn't into that music. And I remember for years, like forcing myself to sort of listen to some of it. Like I'm not a huge fan of Fish, but they both love Fish. And I would listen to a lot of Fish and be like, it's going to happen. Like one of these days, I'm just going to really love this. And I just never did. And, but I always think back on it. Like I think as much as your taste can be formed, I think sometimes it can also, your fear of being outside the circle can also stunt the growth of your taste or the exploration of your taste.
This might also go hand in hand with why as you age up, you listen to less things because there's more tribalism when you're growing up because you want to fit in and you want to be part of the cool crowd or like listen to the same stuff. But as you get older, you're like, you have your own thing going on.
Yeah.
You're less inclined to, I don't know, keep up because
Yeah.
other people, they're, it might be part of it as well.
Yeah.
Totally. Just to be clear, I'm not convinced that people who like Fish actually like Fish.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out
Just
there.
like with this song
for
is going
Jesse's
on
mom.
for like such a long time.
Massive
Yeah,
doses.
you're probably not making friends on this one. We're gonna get Jesse's gonna get a couple shout outs.
I know, so I'm gonna be in trouble again.
Shout
I'm
outs.
always in trouble.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I expect 3 bullet points on why you like Fish. I do wonder because I think there's probably different components of what builds taste or like what causes you to discover your taste, and I think like belonging is definitely one of them. I'm sort of curious what other components, because I'm trying to think back to my like early teenage years and why I was interested in the music that I was interested in, what was causing me to find artists that I was interested in, especially being like an early internet kid and things like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I was always interested in trying to find like music that people didn't listen to.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
somehow some part of me wanted to like be different. You
Yeah,
know?
totally.
But like, so is it psychological? Is it like, where does it sort of stem from, I guess, is the curiosity.
Well, one of the things, not to just keep talking about my favorite band, Fish, but as you were talking, it made me think about so much of music is tied also to obvious statement, tied to identity in general. And I think what's interesting is sometimes how you see yourself doesn't always align with the music, but they're supposed to go hand in hand. So like I grew up very much seeing myself as like a tie-dye hippie like kid.
Oh,
But I
learning
didn't
so much about you today.
But like I didn't necessarily love that music.
Yeah.
And I think that's confusing for when you're like just thinking about what
Yeah.
you were saying
What
is
was
like
the music associated with tie-dye hippie?
Fish.
fish.
Okay.
Like I'm
Grateful
saying,
Dead?
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying is I
Yeah.
think sometimes like you also think because you place yourself in, it's not just,
Yeah.
it's a part of the tribalism we were talking about, but because you're also trying to label yourself and place yourself in the, like, are you a jock? Are you a hippie? Are you whatever? There's almost genres associated with those different kind of groupings of
Yeah.
people. And so I think sometimes wherever whether the music led you there or whether the group led you to the music, sometimes I think the taste
that's
is
interesting.
formed by one of those things, but they're not always aligned. And I think that's something that we don't realize, but I think it has an impact on the like formation of taste. But you kind of then have to start undoing that. And that's what happens when you stop caring a little bit. You're like,
Yeah.
well, okay, I love wearing tie-dye, but like I listen to Rage Against the Machine,
Yeah.
which is great.
Love Rage.
Yeah, the best.
Give us your little anecdote about Rage, Jesse.
The pitch music.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
So
What happened?
my, everybody has like a process before like a really big presentation.
Oh, yeah,
or a
yeah,
big
yeah.
meeting, and I'm generally I love presenting. I love going into a room and like I'm very optimistic. I have a lot of
Love
energy.
it. Love it.
And what I do before a meeting is I listen to Killin' in the Name by
hell
Rage
yeah.
Against the Machine. But
Fire.
I stand in front of the window and I put in headphones and I look out the window and I imagine the whole world burning. And I listen to, and then I take the headphones out and I'm like, all right, let's go.
That's amazing. I love that. That's a lot going on, but I
I
fuck with that.
think we have the best clip for this episode. Right
You guys got to animate that clip.
Yes. Like,
Yeah, some people
yeah.
do some people do like a Superman power pose, not
we're
me.
gonna have Nano Banana all the way, Jesse at the top of a tower with
Kill
the
it
world
in the
burning,
name.
killing
Great
in the name
song.
of.
And then I'm like,
it's gonna be good.
all right.
I always just
Let
see
me
that
tell you about-
the meme. Do you know the meme of like the little girls smirking and
Yes.
their
Oh,
house
of
on
course.
fire?
Yeah,
that's
That's
me.
the vibe.
Yeah, that is it. That is it.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's a just a side, because we were talking about just personal things for a second, which I think is always interesting. What's a musical genre you've always resisted?
For a really long time, I resisted country. And
Okay.
then I fell in love
Okay.
with it a couple years ago.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How did you cross the bridge?
I really don't know. Like it was,
Taylor Swift.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't Taylor. It was actually,
Clip that.
yeah, it could have been. It was a Blake. I'm pretty sure I was living in Chicago and I heard I think it was Blake Shelton song. And it just kept playing on the radio like over and over again. There was something about it. And then next thing you know, I just went down the rabbit hole and like became a huge fan of country music. But I resisted it for so long because I felt like it was very uncool
Yeah.
to like country.
I feel like I don't like country for a while, and then you just kind of grow it. Oh, you also follow artists like a Post Malone, who gets a lot of hate for it, but he changed his trajectory to be more. And I'm like, this sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
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 But like heavy metal, I don't think I've ever gotten into
yeah,
it, and I
same.
feel like I've
That's mine.
never really tried either. It's like
Same.
a quick listen, and I don't know. It's not for me.
That'll be mine.
That'll be
That'll be
yours.
mine too.
Yeah.
Heavy
You
metal.
guys?
I don't know. I'm struggling to think about that. I don't maybe like some heavy metal. I mean, I definitely listened to a lot of punk growing up, but different vibe than like old school heavy metal. So probably heavy metal, but maybe a little bit of country. But I'm a pretty open listener.
Yeah, me too.
It's actually what
I'd
makes
say-
my Spotify bad, I think, is that there's,
they don't know
there's
where to
not
go.
enough.
Can't figure you out.
Yeah. And I'm
That's
like, wait,
good.
I don't know why we ended up in a neutral spot of elevator music, but like, that's okay. Like I just am like, what the fuck?
Ambient music, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty open though, generally. I think there's a resistance towards like sometimes pop music, like just top 40 kind of vibe. And I'm really trying to check myself on that because there's a lot of really good.
It's so fun.
There's
And
a lot of
it's-
good stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's fun. There's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I think especially now because it's
Yeah.
less sort of dictated and
Yeah.
top down. But like, I think it's just the like, I don't know, the little douchebag kid vibe sometimes is still there.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
feeling
like-
that.
top 40 sucks.
So then back to your answer, Jesse, because you're the only one of us three who's managed to actually build a bridge to something new. You said what? Just one artist made you do it?
Yeah, it was like I think what's interesting if I analyze it is I didn't seek it out. Like I think it actually anytime I've tried to get into new music, I find it very exhausting and I very quickly like abandon ship because there's so much out there. It's like hard to know where to go. You need like a music shaman to guide you on like a journey into new genres, I feel. And if you don't have that, and in this scenario, I wasn't trying at all. But it was like we were listening to the radio a lot for whatever reason that year. And it just kept playing on the radio. And then it just kind of stuck. And then I was what if I listened to like another song? And then next thing you know, I have like a country playlist that I absolutely love.
You know what I think about sometimes that I wish, it's probably out there, but I wish that I could buy like a algorithm kit or something, like a recommendation of like, if it's sort of an add-on that's like someone of this personality who likes XYZ, it will feed your algorithm immediately to make it better.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like for something. Because I think we have this issue where it's like we have the algorithm, which is sort of tailored to what we're consuming.
Yeah.
And then we have endless recommendations for anything you could ever want online. And then you also have your friends. Like every day I tell Jessie some new TV show to watch, which she's never going to watch. And that's fine. But like, it's just
I put it on the list though.
You put it on a list and it will sit there along with the Wirecutter lists and the Reddit lists. And like, we just have so many lists.
Yeah.
But I want sort of a bridge, which is like, I don't know, maybe you feed it enough information where you're like, I guess.
No, but I love it because
like,
I think like on a weekly basis, I'm like, I wish I could just start my whole Spotify over again because it feels really overwhelming to like retrain your algorithm or to like but what you're talking about is like a plugin that can be like, all right, now I want you to just take in all the thinking in music from someone like this and then go from there.
I want like it's sort of like if I could feed it, it would be like, I like these things. I want to try these new things because of XYZ. Like, I don't know what it is, but here's what I'm looking for in trying something new. What is one restaurant that I should try this month? One new album I should listen to front and back, and something else. You know what I mean?
It's pretty easy to make for the big streamers. It's really like, it's a version of what Spotify doing. I wish I could tell them in my Discover Weekly this week, I want one of the top 10 Brazilian tracks, like to say like in Brazilian pop culture. I want the highest performing piece of classical music. I want a piece of like American West Coast rap that I've never heard. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And just give me like 20 tracks, but me literally asking exactly what, because otherwise I just get like, for some reason, my version of you is like, Spotify thinks I'm just addicted to French mellow electro.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
sounds pretty right.
And I'm like, sure, you read my first name and you know I grew up in France, so you're giving me French mellow electro. I don't know F. So anyway, I think
you showed up with pastries today. Like you're pretty
for the record, very American pastries.
Yeah.
Because I think what we were talking about is how in the last few minutes is how do you get, what tools could we provide to people who actually want to do it?
Yeah.
And I think the world could benefit from more people wanting to do it.
Yeah. How do you get people to first like expand? Well, okay. I have a thought on this, and maybe this answers that question, maybe it doesn't, but I think we've been talking about like what forms your taste, and I think all of the examples that we gave have been essentially the common theme is like other people's influence on you, outside perspective. And I've been thinking so much about how much music is tied to, like, I guess I would call them social codes. Like, everybody thinks Nickelback sucks. So like, if you like Nickelback, you're sort of like, you don't want to tell anybody, right? Or, I mean, I'm generalizing, but like, this is sort of like, there's
totally,
it's cool or it's not cool is sort of still a little bit of a thing. And I think when you listen to music in a language you don't know. You don't speak, you don't understand, you don't know, and you have zero context for whether that artist is like considered cool in that culture or you have no clue. It completely changes your experience in listening, in forming your taste. Like it's the one thing that, like, a couple years ago, Roman, you shared like 2 songs with me. They were both in French. And then immediately my algorithm was like, oh, okay, cool. Like you like want to listen to
like
French.
mellow.
Yeah, you like
And,
French
yeah,
mellow
exactly.
electro, let's
And
go.
so it started like recommending.
that
I can already, I
FME?
can hear it.
It
Throw it
started
in the back.
recommending songs. And
Yeah.
so then I just made a playlist, and there was a ton of stuff I liked. And then I remember I was talking to you about it, and you're like, oh, who's on the playlist? And I'm like, I don't want to tell you, because for all I know,
you
I'm
don't know
listening.
the
I could be listening to
stereotypes
like
or-
the
yeah.
most embarrassing artists of like the, but like all I had, I didn't have language. I didn't have context. I didn't have like social stereotypes. The only thing I had was the music itself. And it really changes the way that you experience music. And I just wonder, maybe this doesn't get more people to want to open up their taste, but it is a way to get people to explore things that takes off all of the other components, but the music
It's
itself.
interesting. The language thing is
It's interesting, yo.
Like, I have no idea.
It's
No
like
idea what's going
You can
on.
ask like anyone outside of an English speaking country. Like, most people listen to like British and American music.
Yeah.
And many people have no clue what the lyrics are about.
Yeah.
But it's a touch different, because like I think British and American pop culture are like so global
Yeah.
that the discovery process may be a little different, because it's served to you anyway. You don't have to go look for it. You see what I mean? Like, if you wanted to listen to Italian music, you
Yeah.
have to go look for it.
Yeah.
If you're in France or Italy, you are going to get served like British and American.
Yeah, totally.
So it's part of your learning process is also
The
not,
music.
It's
Yeah.
the music, not
Yeah.
the lyrics. So
Yeah.
it's maybe a touch different. I don't know what my point is. But
Yeah,
I guess
me
your
neither.
point still applies
Yeah.
to an American audience.
Well, yeah, I guess
That's my
so.
point,
Yes.
I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is an American audience
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
But I think that if you can, I guess my main point is I think one of the only ways to get people to experience different genres is to somehow remove everything but the music itself. Like, you have to remove the stereotypes, you have to remove the words, you have to remove all of the pieces of somebody being like, oh my God, that's embarrassing. I can't believe you're listening to that. So that you can just experience it objectively, I guess, for yourself.
Yeah, there's like 2 things that come to mind. It's like you have to be stripped of the context
Yeah.
that you are most comfortable in,
Yeah.
and you have to be curious. And I think that when you're stripped of the context, you're more curious,
Yeah.
because you're in like
That's
less
interesting.
fixed state, which kind of reminds me of just like travel in general. Like, there's a vulnerability that makes you kind of have a choice when you're in completely new contexts to either shut down or to be completely open.
Yeah,
But there's
yeah.
it's less of a spectrum. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like you have to choose your state that you want to exist when you feel like a newborn baby
Yeah.
in a situation.
that.
And that's what I like about what you're saying with like
Yeah.
music. It's because music is so coded with so many things, like with familiar culture within our families, within the more pop culture that surrounds us. Like, so to completely strip someone of that, they are just going to be more open to whatever they're hearing.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool.
Yeah.
that's very cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's more the state of mind that a young person would have, because they
Yeah.
don't have context that they're like conscious of, right?
Yeah.
So you're just more open. Because when I talk to teenagers today, like my little sister is like, she listens to all kinds of weird stuff, and she's
Yeah.
constantly exploring, and she's like, she does not have that issue of being burdened by the algorithm in the same way that I think you do as you get older.
That's cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do have
Burdened by the algorithm.
a data point to prove this, a focus group of one. My 14-year-old daughter, her Spotify age, I think, was 68.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Because she went like, and sometimes she shows up and she sings a song at the dinner table in the car, and I'm like, wait, you know that track?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool. She's
whatever.
digging backwards.
She's going like really back in music history, which is really
That's what's up.
interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
That's cool.
yeah, it is pretty. As well as like, she had a Taylor Swift phase a few years ago, and she went to Tame Impala concert, and you see what I mean? But
Yeah, all over
there's
the
like a lot of variety in her discovery,
Yeah.
which is to your point. It's probably our generation who like when we. I mean, I know we're not the same, but the generation who like were the first spot like music streaming services users.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of got stuck in it.
Yeah, because even the act of LimeWire and like having to like,
Beautiful times.
yeah, like
best.
The best. The best.
like there was still a discovery component that was very active. It's like you had
Yeah.
to really think about what was worth putting through the illegal download to then download onto your iPod, and what did you want to have around for the next month or
Yeah.
couple weeks.
Yeah, I love that angle too, because there's a collectible type of element to it that's missing now because it's all streaming. Like
Yeah.
the downloading, it's yours, you own it, you put it on your hard drive or whatever, and it feels like yours. We have none of that anymore. Everything's just kind of fleeting, and like you can stream whatever, which is why there's a lot of people obviously buying vinyl and trying to get like
Yeah.
the old vibes back. But yeah, I was surprised though recently. Soulseek, there's like a new. I mean, it was around when LimeWire was around, but it's still doing pretty great.
Yeah.
It's like a download thing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think people are going back to all those old mediums.
I
Yeah.
wonder if the resurgence of vinyl is going to make people explore new genres, because there is that like go to the store, sort through the different, like I feel like people aren't necessarily going to find just album copies of the bands they currently listen to, but like the whole culture around
Yeah.
vinyl is sort of like sorting through records. I wonder if it will open up people's worlds.
But I think it's like the younger generation who are doing it, who are already like not burdened by that,
Not
or
as
like
burdened.
trying
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
yeah.
your daughter, like because they're like, I feel like it's when I was in high school, I was wearing like Nirvana or like
Yeah,
Led
yeah,
Zeppelin,
yeah.
and it's like not my time, but you
Yeah.
still want to like
Yeah,
rep
totally.
it
Yeah.
as a status thing,
Yeah.
kind or like
Yeah.
just be cool. Like I know my old music as well. I think that's what they're going through now, but I don't know if the older generations are going to get vinyl. That's like not in. I'm not getting. Well, I'm getting like the new vinyls like by like clips and stuff. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who are older won't be getting newer vinyls. They'll be getting. I don't know.
Older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stuff,
Or-
right?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't have any.
I
That'll
don't
be my
know.
assumption is that the vinyl business is still
Yeah, but
mostly
but your question to Biz's clarification at the beginning, this isn't about getting people to try new things. It's about if I never listened to heavy metal and I want to go pick up like an old heavy metal
Totally.
vinyl. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily like that it has to be the new thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
I
That's a
do
good point.
wonder
That's a good
if
point.
like older generations that are getting back into vinyl will actually start to find themselves trying and discovering new things just because of the culture
I love
around
that.
hunting.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I think what
makes
you're
sense.
speaking to beyond the vinyl is I can't find a less lame word, so I'm going to use the occasion of when you listen to music. It's like
Yeah.
when you put on the vinyl or when you listen to Spotify, generally speaking, are two different occasions.
Yeah.
You're going to put Spotify in your car. You're going to be like walking in public transportation. You're going to be vinyl is a moment, I think.
Yeah.
Like, whether you're reading
Yeah.
a book, whether you're just grabbing a cup of tea with your friends or grabbing a beer or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a moment inside a place that's probably it's a moment.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
thing
that's
It's
that-
intentional,
It's
yeah.
intentional, which I think is an interesting thing to talk about because like music discoveries become part of your to-do list
Yeah.
as opposed to what kind of it used to be, which is
Well-
like, hey, we're at home, we're gonna play some music. Someone told me about
It's
this,
an
this
occasion.
artist. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many listening rooms popping up.
Oh yeah.
It's huge.
Like
yeah.
yeah, especially like I feel like outside of the US.
Talk,
Like
what are they? Talk about it.
they're a range of things. Sometimes they're cafes, sometimes they're bars, sometimes they don't even like really serve food, but they're spaces designed for you to listen to music intentionally, either solo or with other people. There's one here.
That's cool.
Forgot what it's called. It's actually not far from here. It's a listening room.
In Hollywood.
Yeah, it's more collective though. It's less like because I went to one in London where it's like it's literally like a giant room that has individual booths that are soundproof that you walk into.
Oh,
and,
that's
like,
cool.
wow.
Cool.
It's like an
sit
Ichiran
and, like-
ramen, but for music.
Yeah, yeah,
Talking about like
Yeah.
the
Oh,
booth.
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know why that's my analogy, but yeah, okay, cool.
I love it.
That's cool.
But I like the idea of it becoming like a little bit of an occasion of discovery because I think that at least for me the trap is music just is always on in the background and I'm not actually listening to it.
Yeah.
But it's just to like
Yeah,
fill
it's so
noise.
passive now.
It's so passive, yeah. So I like the idea of it becoming something that you like intentionally sort of like opt into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
really
and I
cool.
think more cases for that.
I think
too.
it also takes some of the pressure off because you said, Roman, I forget your exact words, but it's like you have to put in the work around it. But also I think it's just one more thing in our society that you feel like you're either winning or failing at.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely feel like I have like failed my personal music
no.
journey because like my whole, you know, like,
no.
I know.
I hate to hear that.
Because I mean, so many reasons. I think my algorithm is screwed from running. I feel I can't actually work and listen to music at the same time, so I can only listen to the sound of falling rain.
I need
and
it.
that
I need
also
it,
really
but no
screwed
lyrics. No lyrics.
Really?
Yeah.
No lyrics when I'm working to it, because otherwise, yeah.
Really?
You can work to music with lyrics and be fine.
Yeah.
No,
but
I'm so
I don't
jealous.
know. There's
That's
something wrong with me. So
I just
don't-
listen to
That's awesome.
I only listen to thunderstorms, and that's another thing. My algorithm's like, okay, cool. So like nature sounds. I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
but
I like brown noise.
yeah.
sometimes,
But now I
too.
feel like I feel like it's screwed. Like I feel like I fucked it up and it's like too far gone. And I feel like I think it's something that people are putting pressure on themselves around whether they're like exploring music or not.
Do you keep up with new movies though?
Not
Not really.
the best.
Really? Okay. I
Yeah.
was just gonna say I feel like there's a lot of movies that come out that are like can't miss. Like the cult, we just everyone's gotta go watch. I don't know,
Yeah,
Hamlet
I mean,
or Wuthering
yeah.
Heights, whatever
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But I feel like movies are an occasion, a moment in time. You're like you can't miss out on this conversation. I don't know if
That's
there's
true.
that
I-
many in
Yeah.
albums. I don't like.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a good
That's-
point.
and there's
so
less
good.
pressure. I'm also vibe coding. I've made a site called No Skips. That's a letterbox for music because I want people to focus
that's
more. I'm
right.
not doing plugs, but I want more people to focus on projects because a lot of artists these days are just like microwave music that are out for TikTok and
Yeah.
you know they're quicker and more playlist based versus like really cohesive albums are not that much of a focus anymore. So I feel like it's a chicken or egg thing where like the listeners don't care as much because it's more passive, and the artists are just like I don't get streams this way, so I need to figure out another way.
Wait, what's your letterbox for music? I don't think
No, I just made a letterbox for
Included.
music. It's just like it's a website where people can come on and review albums. It's
Okay.
just
Ah,
literally
okay,
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I like that what you're talking about is curation, right? Like this is this is what one of the things I thought you were saying at the beginning. Maybe I misunderstood, but it's
went a
like
lot of places.
No, it's amazing, but I feel like there is a lot of conversation around like everyone has to go see one battle after another, right?
Yeah.
And actually I do go see those.
Yeah,
like those like
tentpoles.
when you cannot skip it, you have to go see it. But I never or rarely hear that about an album. Like I hear maybe
Right?
a
Yeah, what's
song
yeah.
that's like, hey, this song is just playing nonstop and everybody wants, you just kind of hear it because it's everywhere. But I guess I don't hear that in the same mass culture.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Okay.
I totally disagree. The Bad Bunny album that came out last year.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The Lily Allen album.
Yeah, we even talked about it. That's true.
collection
That
of,
was
like,
crazy.
Love that album. And the
so
visualizers?
good. Yeah, the breakup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was true. That's true.
uh,
That was insane.
I think if
Yeah, you're
anything, the top artists were in a weird space where like they're the only ones that have the time and the budget to actually make a full project. Whereas like if you're you're on the come up and you're trying to make it, you just need that one hit through TikTok.
Yeah, you're just
you
trying
know
to
what I
get
mean?
that buzz.
But then they get over the hill and then they're like, here's my performance art album.
Yeah.
But like those are the ones though that I think are still people talk about them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
You're
true.
right.
That's true. The Bad
feel
Bunny
it.
one's a great example.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that was such a good album.
I mean, yeah, it's all yeah. I think I agree, but there's also there's way more segments of music
Yeah.
than there are of movies in a way. Like the big movies are like gonna be interesting to like a huge chunk of the population,
Yeah.
where the huge albums, even that percentage is gonna go down.
Totally.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so I think it's an interesting. I don't know. Is there anything to learn from the movie industry? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, I think to your point, actually, probably not because movie has the luxury of not having to get you to explore
Yeah.
a new taste. It's not like, hey, you've never entered this genre, but like you must. I mean, I think people tell me that all the time with horror movies, and I still don't do it.
But I don't like horror movies, but I feel like recently I've been watching more just naturally. Like Weapons was great, so I've been
Weapons
getting
was
more
so
into
good.
horror.
Yeah.
I watched Hereditary, and I was like, I'm never watching another horror movie in my life because this is
No, I
unnecessary
can't.
to have in my brain.
Yeah.
But there's new like stuff like Weapons and such. I'm like, okay, maybe I should just give it another go because it was good. So I'm like retesting my limits with horror movies, but you can't do it at all.
Maybe I want to test my
It's
limits.
I mean, some I don't know, some
If you
visuals.
don't like it, that's okay. You
Yeah.
know what I mean, like, you
Yeah,
don't
but-
like
Yeah,
it, you know you don't like it. That's like, I think the challenge is also go try things you actually don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, but I think this is interesting though, because I think that mentality is part of what keeps
That's
people
true.
in their taste. Like a couple episodes ago, we talked about reading and how to get adults to read again. And interestingly, one of our big conclusions was like, you should find the genre you like and stick to it. There's a million books within that. You don't have to like everything. You don't have to find what you like and just read more of what you like. And now we're having the opposite conversation, which is how do you actually. And it's for some reason, I feel like, yes, with books, you should stick to what you like. But with music, you really should push yourself to explore. I don't know why I put those things in different.
Yeah. Well,
But I think that mentality of like, hey, if you watched a scary movie 20 years ago and it freaked you out. I think for me, it was Children of the Corn. I watched it like 20
never
years
seen
ago.
it. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I can ever watch a scary movie again.
I think it's because they're different behaviors that we're asking of people. Like to read is to
Commit.
to actually just read, right?
Yeah.
To actually pick it up and start, which is like, yeah, if you like this thing, then go with it. But the issue is everyone, for the most part, listens to music. It's just we're not expanding the
Yeah.
taste. So it's a different behavior.
And it's a much bigger commitment to read
Yeah.
a 500-page book than
Then
to listen to a
dabble in a
2-minute.
song.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I also I think a lot about like the different roles that we play in society or community from like a psychological perspective. So like it to your point, I think you brought it up at the beginning of like the different archetypes of personalities.
Oh yeah.
It's not everyone's responsibility to be like the discovery person within their friend group.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
And like some people like it's okay that like you're not the like tastemaker in music. Do you know what I mean?
Thanks, Biz.
Yeah, but like you should find someone that is. I think because you said it too, like the shaman, right? Like,
Yeah, I need
it's
that
like
guide.
Is part of the
think of Rick
solution
Rubin.
like something about the connectivity of like of who you go to when you want
Yeah.
when you want your taste explored. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, because there's just access to so much, but like, how do you get there? You know?
Yeah.
Because there are some people that are just naturally, like you said, you're just open, you just try stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's just who you are.
Yeah.
That prompted a couple thoughts. The first one is like, I don't know how it was growing up here, and the three of you grew up in different parts of this country, but was the food scene as diverse as it is today? My assumption is probably not. How did food do it? Like, I think like now in most like big metropolis in America, like the food diversity is phenomenal. And LA was spoiled because I think it's really, really phenomenal.
LA's always been good, I feel like. But yeah,
Always been good. You grew up here, so was
yeah, I
it
grew up here. I
always
think it was
the-
always pretty good. Yeah.
like really
Definitely
diverse
not
and-
as much as now, but like I live right next to like Thai Town and K Town, so obviously like it was always there. It's just more common now to have more variety, but
But was it there and just reaching those communities of like immigrants and second gen immigrants?
Oh, that's true.
Because today it's like everyone.
Oh, yeah. I remember
everyone's
when-
expanded their like curiosity in food.
yeah, because I remember when Koreatown was like mostly Koreans.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did food do
Did it
it? is the
assimilate?
question.
Yeah,
I have
that's a
no
good
idea
question.
how that happened. Like it became a part of like just something interesting that you have to do.
I
and
mean,
that everybody
That is a
really
good
wants
point.
to do.
I think, I'm sure it was before this, but I really think the early days of Instagram had a
Yeah,
pretty big
the food
impact on
aesthetic.
that because
Right.
Oh,
it was
interesting.
like food porn, like the idea of food porn really sort of exploded, I think, in the early days of Instagram. Like and then people saw things and they were like, I want that thing and I don't know what that thing is. And then people started information sharing. Like that's my I know it had a big impact. I don't know if it started there, but I think it probably quite accelerated.
Yeah. And maybe that's a good point. Maybe our palettes have been more diversified, even from a music lens too. Like what exists in the top 40 in the US is so much more diverse than it was 30 years ago, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, you know, you have K-pop, you have Bad Bunny, you have country, you have
it's true.
It's just all over the place. So I guess part of it too is like, maybe our palette is just evolving, and we don't even.
You think we're already?
We're not getting enough credit to ourselves. You know what I mean? Of
Society's
how much
already
That is
solved it.
true.
of how much newness we.
Yeah.
Because even the Rosalia album, I'm listening. I'm like, I don't know what she's saying, but sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I would have
Yeah.
never listened to this otherwise.
Yeah, but it's like, so is it like we have access and we're consuming it? So is it about intentionality of realizing that is it about the occasion thing? Is it about like really connecting and being present with the fact that you're experiencing something new and trying to like ground it in how you feel about it, and if you have critique of it, if you like it, if you don't, like, is it just that so much newness is hitting us all the time that we're numb to it?
Yeah.
Is that the problem?
I
Like,
think
I don't
that's
know.
probably part of it. I'm going to say something maybe controversial.
Yes.
Oh, bring it.
I don't think it's controversial. I think it's true.
Just immediately walk it back.
Let's go.
I think
This is actually a tactic that Jesse uses that is it works really well.
Oh, you gotta adopt it.
So your prediction, controversial or not?
No.
Okay, you go, Jesse.
Okay.
it's just true.
It's just true.
I think music is full of pretension. It is. I think it is a very pretentious thing.
Industry thing?
Just for
in what
everyone?
way? In what way?
So what I was thinking about is you were talking about this like letterbox version that you're building where people can come and review albums, and then I was like, oh, that's cool, like maybe I would read something like that. And then I was thinking about like Pitchfork back in the day and how they
Pitchfork's the worst.
yeah, but the thing is, like, me reading an album review from a bunch of like people who really love music, it's just not an experience that's gonna make me like, I feel like I'm an outsider reading shit I don't understand. So it just made me start to wonder if part of I agree with everything you just said, Biz, that like maybe just we actually have so much newness. But if I go back to the problem and think about a way to potentially solve it, of how do you get people to try new things, I wonder if you need some like more lowbrow's the wrong word, but like some unpretentious media outlets exposing people to new music. Because when I think about every like Reddit thread I've read or album review site that's sort of like, all right, cool, like I'm actually seeking it out.
Yeah.
The experience of it for someone like me who's not a huge audiophile just enjoys music. It's like, I'm like, I don't know what
You kind of need like the infatuation of music. Like,
Yeah, or I want-
unbiased.
I want like me, right? And I don't actually want it to be
That's
me, but like, you know, you just
yeah.
want some like, just some like not super audio nerd, music nerd
Yeah.
writing it.
Yeah.
You just want like a person,
Normal
like
music
that.
you know, like how we talk
Yeah.
about how like it's really fun to have somebody who doesn't know sports actually being a sports commentator, because it makes it so much more fun. If you're not a huge sports person, it actually brings you into the experience, and that person is sort of experiencing it alongside with you. And I think music exploration has so much judgment and pretension on it. And every time you set one foot in and you're like, I'm curious about this, people are like, you're an idiot, that sucks.
Yeah.
That music's stupid, you're dumb, I hate you, get off the internet. And you're like, okay, never mind.
Jesse, who are you hanging out with?
Yeah, I feel like there's
Just
a lot
the
of
internet. But I think it's true. I think
Yeah.
it's true in music.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is true. Music. There's something about it, and I'm sure there's science behind this, but like it's particularly sensitive around
Yeah.
sort of like our taste, like what we like, what we don't like, how passionate we are about it. Like more than I think other things. Like there's just like a sacredness to our music taste that I think is different. You know,
So you think it's because it's just more tied to our identity than other?
I don't know. I mean, I think also maybe it's the tie to emotions. I'm not sure, like to nostalgia, to, you know, like
I think
it is so sensitive, and it is, to your point, out of that it can become very pretentious. you
yeah,
know?
and it's hard to explore because either you feel like you don't understand the words people are saying, or you feel like you're going to be judged for even being like you know, I mean, you see, Taylor Swift is such an interesting example, and she's sort of now like so big you can't even talk. It's almost hard to talk about. But it's like, God forbid if you like Taylor Swift, you're on one side of the line, and if you don't, you're on the other side of the line, and people judge you if you do, and they judge you if you don't, and you're just like, okay, but what if I just like 12 of those songs and then sometimes I don't like them, and it's like, I don't understand why there has to be so, you know. Anyway, I mean, that's like everything in our culture, but I just wonder if we need a different media outlet. It goes back to the shaman thing, I guess, but it's sort of
cool
like
idea.
a different kind of review. I'm afraid that if I read your site, I'm going to be
No,
not gonna
it's very
understand
dumbed
it.
down. It's very
Okay.
dumbed down.
Well, then
I
I'll
invited
be
my
great.
dumbest friend, so it's like funny reviews.
Okay.
but,
Oh, good. Then I'll
No,
love
no,
it.
but I
One
totally
of
get what
my
you're saying.
dumbest friends. I am my dumbest friend.
No, like I want like dumb reviews, like funny reviews versus like a
Yeah.
pitchfork on
Yeah.
that side that I'm working on. But I
Yeah.
totally get what you mean.
Yeah. Like, you know, the most hysterical Amazon reviews.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like, I want
Yeah.
that, but for music.
Yeah.
I'm like, this also was enjoyable just to
Yeah,
read.
but I think if we do that, then a month in, you're gonna be like, I don't need to listen to strangers to tell me what I like.
Oh, and
yeah,
then you
maybe.
become the pretentious one.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, I'm gonna start a site that's
Yeah.
far more sophisticated.
Curated, sophisticated. Because I don't
Never.
need anyone to tell me what to listen to.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Because we've been talking, and that was the whole question. So that's why we talked about it. But a very like bottom-up approach, like how do we convince people? But it just prompted a thought that I read that a few years ago, I think the Korean government
Let's go.
decided to have Korean culture go quote unquote global. And they were like,
And it did.
They put a lot of money into it.
and
Yeah.
then there was a lot of money
Yeah.
put into
Yeah.
it in movies, and we saw what that did. It worked in music,
Beauty.
it worked in beauty,
Yeah.
it worked in food, it worked. So
Yeah,
it was
damn.
really interesting.
Yeah.
When you
We're
think
in
about
this.
it. And I never.
I wish it happened earlier in my life, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's like this would have been great in middle school. Yeah. You know, like middle school, high school, a little more identity type of. Yeah.
when I read it, I was blown away. Like
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
totally,
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You had no
Yeah.
idea.
I
It
had
was
no
like
idea. I was
a
like,
grand plan.
I love all of it, but I
Yeah.
had no idea
Yeah.
there was a grand plan, and it was
Yeah.
like pretty genius and orchestrated. So
Yeah.
you couldn't have like the American Association of Punk Rock
What if
go in and be like, here's the strategy. We're gonna talk to Hollywood, and it's gonna be a movie where that's the track, and then we're gonna do this and this. And
I don't know why I thought this is what you were going to suggest, but I thought you were going to suggest like a government mandated like music experience.
because I'm a socialist.
Yeah,
that's what I
and
do.
so then I because I thought that's what you were gonna say, I already had an idea under that, which is that every single year the national anthem should be redone in a different genre of music, and then that's the
Yeah, they kind of do.
Oh, they
no,
kinda did a,
not
yeah.
like
I
the
don't
not
know.
when they
At the
play
Super
it.
Bowl, I always see someone.
No,
who's
no,
like,
no,
"This is
Yeah.
just
Okay,
Spanish
I don't
version."
mean when
by
someone's
Netta.
singing it. I mean like, you know, at the Olympics, like when they
officially.
play it.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
and which
yeah.
it gets played at every sporting event. It gets played like these are. I'm thinking of how that song is in big mass culture places, like every football game, every basketball game. And what if like next year is the year that it's like in
Then
hard
that-
metal?
Okay, perfect. That will be the question to wrap us up. Thank you, Jesse. What genre would you want to hear the national anthem in?
Oh God,
Oh, put her on the spot.
I don't know. I
We
don't
can
know.
recreate it with AI once you ask for it. We'll do it.
And he gets I'm
I'm gonna say I'll go jam band.
All right.
Okay.
Look, where,
Brazilian funk.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
an
that'd
80s
be-
funk.
that's a better
basically.
answer.
That's
That's a
fun.
better
Yeah, that's
answer.
fun.
Ethiopian rock.
These are better
there you go.
answers.
Okay.
And you, Roman?
Yeah.
I'm in between Fela Kuti Nigerian music and just reggae.
Oh, yeah. Reggae.
Okay. I'm such a
That
good
was
answer to reggae.
Just reggae.
That'd be good times.
I would say, can you see, buddy? You know?
Yeah.
That's a good
Say,
vibe.
can you see, buddy?
My head did go to reggae first, so we're on the same path.
All right, I'm gonna wrap us up. That
Oh
was
man, I
awesome,
can't believe
guys.
that's been an hour.
That was a lot of fun. So look, we talked about many things. I'm just gonna gonna mention a few of them. Like there was a conversation about trying to figure out why people get stuck. Obviously, the algorithm was the obvious one, but then what creates taste? Belonging and identity was a conversation. Like essentially, your words influence, which I think are kind of like one and the same, and I think we circle around that a lot. But actually, we talked about little tactics and solutions like along the way that I've been like keeping track of, like very early on, like the mood / function based playlist. That was biz when you said like I'm in work mode, blah blah blah.
Someone else said that.
We're saying it together.
It was
That's
Luke's awesome idea that he's apparently working on, so we'll get to try it out. Connecting all of your health trackers with your music to get you in certain spirit based on how you actually feel. That wasn't a tactic, but it was like, how do we remove a bit of the social pressure? I think, Jesse, that you talked about. When you were like, okay, I got really into electro-French mellow music, and I don't want anyone to know about it.
If that's even what it is.
Creating the occasion, I think, was an awesome idea. Like those listening rooms. What did we say? Did you say the Ichiban Ramen for music?
You went to one in London?
I do that. I
that sounds cool.
That. Yeah. And then like more of the normal people reviews recommendation to remove sort of like the pretentious nature of it. And then I think the final more philosophical point from Biz was like, but maybe there's too much newness already. Like there is already a lot of music diversity out there, and maybe there is too. Oh wow, guys, we're so good on time today.
Incredible.
Damn, it actually goes off.
Yeah, it's kind of
curious. Like for everyone to know that it's been an hour.
That was an hour exactly.
Yeah. I am gonna ask the question now. Biz, did we crack it?
No, I think we're
all right.
Are we round table it?
no, I think we had a lot of really good conversation, but and some good tactics. I agree, but I don't know if I feel like confident in the fact that we cracked it.
Yeah, Luke.
Oh, interesting. We go around at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't crack it yet.
Yeah.
So that's a no for me.
Yeah, it's a no from me, dog.
Oh, Randy Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. I like all the tactics, but I actually really want to go deep on the sociology of taste and like how taste is formed, because I don't know that we have been able to sort out like some of the real deep underlying like taste formation patterns.
Yeah, I can't say anything better than that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Taste formation.
Luke, it was awesome. Thanks
This
for
was
joining.
great. This is super fun.
And everyone, thanks for listening or watching. And we'll see you, or you'll hear us next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Crack It in an Hour. If you like the show, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you have questions, thoughts, or feedback, shoot us an email at hello@crackitpodcast.com or on Instagram @crackitpodcast. Music done by Michael Anastasi, cover art shot by Mick Mint, and all things audio and video taken care of by Nathan Nash. See you next time.